Recent years have seen a growth in jurisdictions trying to crack down on corruption and corrupt activity. This is happening both at normal populist levels as well as through government ministries and agencies. A growing example of this is what we've seen in the last couple of weeks in Zimbabwe. It's been announced recently that Zimbabwe will be conducting a lifestyle audit of members of parliament, as well as news breaking over the weekend with the arrest of the Minister of Health linked to potential corruption in the purchase of PPE, personal protective equipment for the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, we've seen jurisdictions rolling out unexplained wealth orders since as far back as 2017. Zimbabwe rolled out an unexplained wealth order provision of law in July of 2019, and they're now using that as part of their lifestyle audit for members of parliament. This certainly isn't the first time this has happened. It's actually happened in other African states over the last 4 to 5 years. However, this fits part of a broader pattern of pushing back on the perception and reality of corrupt activity, particularly grand corruption involving public officials. Arresting, for example, the Minister of Health is a pretty big step for a jurisdiction to take, especially a jurisdiction that has had significant issues with corrupt activity historically. It follows on the back of a report produced by Transparency International, which looked at significantly inflated prices the Ministry of Health paid for PPE equipment in the last few months. Again, this fits part of a broader pattern. It's not just that it's happening at government levels, but normal members of society are also pushing back. This is happening in many regions of the world, and we've seen it over the last 3 to 4 years. Whether it will lead to long-term substantive change in a jurisdiction like Zimbabwe remains to be seen, although it would be good to see the country turn a bit of a corner following decades of underinvestment because they have such significant corruption issues. So this is a story we'll keep watching closely. To all our friends in Zimbabwe, we wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll be back there to see you for another training course this year or next.